kind of background questions. You grew up in Sherwood, Arkansas, is that correct?
I did. It's a little suburb outside of Little Rock, about probably 20, 30 minutes from there. And spent my entire life there until I moved when I was 19 to the big Nashville Music City.
So what was life like growing up in Little Rock suburbs?
Man, slow, very slow.
Yeah,
My folks had me late in life, so it's kind of like being raised by your grandparents. So
right.
there wasn't a whole lot of kids around where I live because same age, folks around, but just simple. We grew up with property, even though subdivisions built around us. But I mean, it's all as long as I can remember, man. I think I got wanted to start playing sports and trying to gigs. It got me out of working on Saturdays and stuff. Waking up and watching cartoons and stuff wasn't exactly how we got to spend our weekends. So
Yeah.
just always working, always into something, and just music, music, music. If it wasn't sports.
Do you feel like being raised by an older generation kind of implemented a old soul within you?
I've been told my entire life I'm an old soul, so I
Yeah,
don't think I can judge it. I think that was planted on me from the get go.
yeah. And I've seen some stories about you that rather than playing with friends, you were inside doing chores. That probably comes from that older generation as well, huh?
It did. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I never got to go out and do stuff, but it
Right,
was
right.
very much you get the work done before you enjoy yourself kind of deal. But yeah, my dad. I was raised on the same piece of land my dad was raised on. Our house was on the other end of it, and just when he grew up, if they didn't grow it or raise it, they didn't have it themselves. So it wasn't necessarily that extreme when I grew up, but
Mm.
that mentality was definitely planted into us.
Well, sometimes living the country life, that's the way it is anyway, right? You got to take care of home before you can take care of fun, you know?
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So, what were some? You've already kind of mentioned a little bit, like hard work and stuff like that. But what were some other lessons that you may have learned that you're still kind of applying to yourself today?
You know, I think just the sticking to your roots and just you know in some ways it messed me up when it came to the business, but my dad was always one of them, everybody's a good person until they tell you they're not. Deals done with a handshake. And so I don't know, I've always had that get old boy, treat people how I want to be treated type of mentality. But man, it's really just that stick your nose down. If you want something, go work for it and go get it. And that's probably the biggest thing out of all of it. But other than a house that if it wasn't country music, it didn't get played. So that's
Hmm.
probably got a lot to do with as far as the style made me musically. It was just I feel like a lot of people these days have every type of genre on their music list, and with mine, if it wasn't country, it wasn't on there.
Yeah. See, it's funny you talk about the act of trusting folks is different down here in the South. Like I grew up and was raised in Massachusetts, and we were always taught as kids, don't give your trust until they've earned it. And here in the South, just about every person
Yeah,
I'm married to a Southern girl, and I have an ex that was a Southern girl, and everybody I've met down here, you're taught to trust until they give you a reason not to trust. It's
exactly.
completely flipped where I grew up. Like trust
Well, I
no
guess that's
one.
that north and south boundary thing. But yeah, it's and I mean, I feel like that's changing to an extent. I mean, I still want to instill that in my future children, but at the same time, it's you got to look out for you too, man. There's a lot of snakes in the grass out there, so I don't know. It's probably some good and some bad being raised both ways. You got your
Yeah.
pros and your cons, but I
Well, it's
I wouldn't
serving me
trade it.
well now in the age of the internet, right? Like not believing anything I see because everybody's trying to scam everybody now, and you don't know what's real because of AI and all of that stuff. So I'm like, man, if I didn't see it or hear it like within my general vicinity, it didn't happen in my world.
Exactly,
You know what I
exactly,
mean?
exactly.
I trust no one, and the people I do trust, if they tell me they saw or heard something, then I'm there with them, right? Like, because that's what trust is. But yeah, I love that.